So it's been an incredibly long wait, but we finally have a baby. So let me introduce Winnie to you. And here she is, sleeping in Mama's food dish. She is absolutely the cutest. Everybody, meet Winnie. I have been watching Honey for like 2 months now because we didn't have a breeding date for her, and on Sunday night I noticed that it was about time for her to go. She was giving some of the same signs, but she also started having a discharge, and by 4 a.m. on Monday I noticed the discharge had changed to more of an amber color, which meant that kidding was imminent. So I was excited about that. So I came back out at 7 in the morning, and she had just started to go into active labor, but I kind of missed that because she had just started it right after I'd went inside. I noticed her get down and push once, but she got back up. She ate some food. She was running around, so I didn't think anything of it. I figured we had a few more hours, and sure enough, I came back out at about 8:30 to check on her, and there was a soaking wet baby on the ground. She had just had her. So everything went great, got her dried off and warmed up, and everything has been great ever since. She's been a great mother. She is a first freshener. She's let me milk her a little bit because I wanted to make sure the other side was even because the baby was nursing on one side, but it appears that she's going back and forth now, so that's not too big of a concern. And I should have ordered it ahead of time. I was going to make it, but with all the time constraints that we've had, I didn't have time to make a goat stand, so I have one being shipped in, and I found it for a really great price. It was $166 after discount and shipping, so not a bad deal. I will have to give you guys a review of that once it gets here and I've used it, so be looking out for that if you've got goats. I may just go ahead and make this a full update video. So we've got the baby. I also have the bottle lamb now, which you probably hear in the background. And this week was our consignment week. So this has been a very hectic week. We had to take everything for a drop off yesterday, and that took several hours to get everything unboxed and into the building, and we barely fit everything in our pickup truck. I thought we were gonna have to take 2 vehicles, but I somehow Tetrised all of it in there and it fit, so that was great. Didn't have to take another vehicle, which is awesome because of the price of gas right now. That would have been a ton of gas because we do live about 30 minutes away from that town, so it's a little trip. And for those of you who have wanted a resale video, consignment video on what I do, an update on that, I'll try to give you guys one as soon as the sale's over. It actually hasn't started yet. It starts on Wednesday night, which is tonight. Hopefully I get this video uploaded today, get it edited and uploaded, and then we're gonna have the sale through the weekend, and by the end of the weekend I should know all the numbers, how much stuff is coming home with me, and then I will know what move I need to make for the fall sale, what items I need to add more of, because this sale I tried to cater more to what sold the best at the last one, and I got a pretty good idea, but this sale will really tell me because I added a bunch of bigger items, some activity centers and larger baby toys, so we're gonna see how those sell. And if those sell quite well, then we may have to go ahead and add even more of those, but that'll definitely mean many trips to the sale in future years. So that is a baby goat update. That is a consignment update. Okay, so for the bottle lamb, he is 4 weeks old yesterday, which was Tuesday, so he's 4 weeks old now, and I actually kind of jumped the gun and got him right away after that update video I did previously. I think we got him like that weekend, and so we've had him. It's been great. It's been a very fun experience. He's been a little love bug. He's adorable, so bouncy, so that's been a lot of fun, and I highly recommend. It's a lot of work, but if you already have children, then it's just normal to me to have to feed a small infant. So it hasn't been too difficult for me, but if I didn't have children, I would say it is quite a commitment, but it's a fun commitment and it's worth it. I love it. As for the chickens, I did say I was going to wait and order chicks. Not only was I going to wait until the whole consignment week was over, I was actually going to wait until a little bit later in the season so it wouldn't be cold at night. And you see, what happened was I walked into a Tractor Supply and they had chicks. So one thing led to another. So now we have about 20 chicks. I actually hit the co-op first. I bought a couple of black copper Marans. They were $5 each, so I couldn't resist that. There were a couple of Well Summers, so I went ahead and bought those as well because it was going to be about the same price through the hatchery I was going to order through, so I just went ahead and got them then. I also found an ISA Brown, and I only bought one of those there. So that was what I found at our local co-op. And then I turned around and I went to the Tractor Supply, I think it was like a week later, and they actually had Golden Comets on sale for $1 each. And instead of giving me the Golden Comets for $1.99 each, she actually gave them to me for $1 a piece. So I wound up with 11 of those because I was going to get 10, but there was one with pasty butt, and she gave them to me for free. Well, she gave her to me for free. So I was like, okay, I'll take her. And so I wound up with 11 chicks for $10. And I also went ahead and bought 4 bantams because I was planning to add some silkies and they had them. So I went ahead and bought all 4 that they had, but we've actually lost 2 of the bantams. So that was sad. But that's just kind of part of it. Whenever you buy chicks, you kind of expect to lose some. And then I made the mistake of going back to Tractor Supply. I had to pick something up. And whenever I went in, they had more ISA Browns for $1.99 each. So I bought 4 more of them and added them to the bunch because I kind of regretted not getting 1 or 2 more, and their minimum is 4, so I bought 4, and I added those to our big old brooders. So hopefully everything goes well. We've only lost 2 chicks, and that was 2 of the little silky bantams. I know TSC and feed stores, they kind of get a bad rap for chicks, but I have never had a bad experience with chicks from them, so I continue to order. They all come from Hoover Hatchery, I believe. Here, I think here is Hoover Hatchery, and I've never actually ordered from Hoover Hatchery, but I've had great luck with the birds. I mean, none of them are going to be show quality, so if that's what you're looking for, you clearly don't want to go to a feed store, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for production hens, and everything I've gotten so far has been great. I do have a trio of Splash Marans that are absolutely incredible that I love, but those are not production birds, so I need something else in there. They're just kind of for color. Both the hens and the rooster and their eggs, they're just beautiful birds, beautiful eggs, so I bought them. I also got the pair from a breeder who was shutting down his flock. He was just liquidating everything, and I bought the trio for $25. And they were at the point of lay. So I got just an absolutely incredible deal. It was a steal, really. And I don't have any updates for this thing right here behind me because I actually moved everything out of it to keep everything from being eaten by the slugs because I still haven't gotten the beer yet. I still have to get the beer to put in there, so I just moved everything out, put it on my porch, put it in the house on the cold nights because I'm having to move them in on the colder nights anyway. I do need to get you guys a better update regarding this thing, but I just haven't had the time yet. So hopefully I'll get one of those soon. But I'm definitely trying the beer thing. It is supposed to work for slugs. And if it's going to work, it should definitely work in here because there are a lot of them in there. Both slugs and snails. And it's supposed to work for both of them. I know I just said slugs before, but slugs and snails. But slugs are the absolute worst here. So those are the ones that I'm trying to take care of. I now have to prepare to go work a shift at the sale because that allows me to earn more of my commissions. And shortly thereafter, I have to be on top of the weather today because we have a horrible storm moving in this afternoon. It's going to put this thing to the test again. So we're going to see how it goes. Right now they're saying 20 to 30 mile per hour winds with gusts over 45 expected. And of course that will likely go up because we're going to have a strong squall line storm, so I'm sure that the gusts will probably get higher because they tend to do that. With the with the storm that I was telling you guys that this thing made it through, I had not only did my chicken coop, the roof was trying to come up on it. I had to go out there and I had to pin it down. I actually couldn't screw it down, so I had to take a cinder block and put it on it because the wooden piece that the roofing was secured to is actually rotting. So I have to go in there, cut that out, and replace it in order to screw the panel back down. Now I know I said it was rotting, so it sounds like it wasn't that bad a wind, but while I was trying to pin it down, our neighbor's roof was literally just waving at me. So that was, you know, a little worrisome for them. And then it just so happens that our other neighbor, we drove by the next day, and all of the tin that was on the top of their covered porch, the tin had, in the middle, all of it had came off. It was all gone. And then on the sides you could see it was loose. So it was a terrible storm. If you have stuck around this long and you are still here, do go in the comments and tell me what you've planted recently, what the weather's been like. It's definitely been going into spring here. We're starting to get a lot of severe storms moving in. So that's when you know spring is here in Tennessee. All the storms start moving in. The tornado warnings go crazy. This is actually kind of the new tornado alley. Like it's terrible here. We get such bad tornado outbreaks every single year, and they come both in spring and fall. When the cold fronts and the warm fronts are really clashing, the weather gets awful here. Thank you guys so much for visiting again. I hope you guys have enjoyed this update, and I can't wait to hear about your own updates down in the comments below. I'm so excited to get spring going. I'm so very excited for planting. Bye guys.